Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Today we're going to do something a little different and take a deep dive character analysis into my favorite Star Wars characters. Today's subject, Padmé Amidala, Queen, Senator, Badass. In The Phantom Menace, we meet Padmé Amidala, poised, elegant, and leading her people through a planetary crisis. But here's what blows most fans' minds. Padmé is only 14 years old. That's right. Naboo, a peaceful and advanced society, elected a literal teenager as their sovereign leader.
What? Let's get batty.
In our world, the idea of electing a 14-year-old to lead a nation might sound absurd, irresponsible, even dangerous. But in the world of Star Wars, specifically on the lush and luminous planet of Naboo, this was not only acceptable, it was tradition. To understand why, we need to understand the Naboo themselves. Their society is deeply rooted in education, responsibility, and a reverence for balance between nature and progress, between intellect and empathy. On Naboo, formal education ends around the age of 13. By then, children are considered to have come of age. But don't mistake this for the end of their growth. It's just the beginning. At 13, Naboo youths enter apprenticeships where they are trained by masters in fields like diplomacy, philosophy, environmental science, the arts, and more. Children on Naboo aren't coddled, they're cultivated. Their talents are observed early, their aptitudes nurtured, and their contributions to society encouraged from a young age. And perhaps most fascinating of all, Naboo society has a deep cultural preference for the leadership of young women. They are seen as more emotionally intelligent, more idealistic, more in touch with the needs of society because they believe these individuals possess a unique form of wisdom and purity, uncorrupted by the complexities of politics and greed. This system is further supported by Naboo's advanced education system, which prepares young people for leadership roles from an early age. Naboo's monarchy isn't like most. Their rulers aren't born into power, they're elected. Queen or king is a title of leadership, not inheritance. Naboo values youth and idealism in its leaders. They believe younger minds are less corrupted by political games and more committed to justice, diplomacy, and peace. It's a system rooted in hope, and in Padmé, they saw someone who embodied that. Padmé wasn't born royal. She was Padmé Amidala, a gifted student, peace advocate, and standout in Naboo's youth legislature. At 14, she had already earned a reputation for her intelligence, empathy, and unshakable commitment to her people. Her campaign focused on unity, diplomacy, and reform. She wasn't a placeholder. She was elected in a landslide because she was the real deal. And behind the scenes, there was a darker force at work. According to the novel Darth Plagueis, Palpatine quietly influenced the election to ensure Padmé would win, believing a young, idealistic queen would be easier to manipulate as part of his long game toward power. On Naboo, leadership isn't just an office. It's a role played with purpose and precision. When a new monarch is elected, they take on a regal name, leaving their birth identity behind. This tradition is meant to elevate the ruler above personal ego, focusing all attention on the will of the people and the duty of service. Their real name remains undisclosed until after their term ends. But that's not the only layer of anonymity. Naboo's queens wear elaborate gowns, ornate headpieces, and stylized makeup not just for ceremony, but to mask their identity. The monarch becomes a symbol, elevated, mysterious, and almost mythic. Padmé Amidala took this tradition a step further. She was the first to implement a protective detail known as the Royal Handmaidens, a group of young women who dressed like her, spoke like her, and even mimicked her movements. More than attendants, these handmaidens were trained in combat, evasion, and diplomacy. They were decoys, confidants, and elite bodyguards rolled into one. It was a bold innovation, one born from necessity, foresight, and a deep understanding of the dangers that could come with leadership in a galaxy on the edge of war. At first I thought it was a little silly, a teenager running a planet, but now I think I get it. Naboo wasn't foolish. They weren't desperate, they were hopeful. and Padmé represented the kind of leadership that was clear-eyed, compassionate, and unshaken. But what do you think? Was Naboo ahead of its time, or did they gamble too much on youth? Drop a comment, hit like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more deep dives. Thanks for watching.
Think you can stop what we do? I don't.